I made a list of dealing with or getting resolution and answering any question about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So let's make it so it's not a disorder, right? And I have clinical experience dealing with people who have that kind of diagnosis. So it's not what we think it is. Of course, we always think that it's so severe that we cannot resolve the situation. So if you break it down, that some of the signs about PTSD would be like nightmares. So everybody gets nightmares, but actually, if you could just strengthen yourself and delete the effect of all your experiences that's in your spirit or your spiritual experiences, then your nightmares would be more pleasant, or it won't be a nightmare, right? So, and that could be done. And flashbacks, well, flashbacks is pretty much things that are happening on your subconscious and conscious mind. And we could do that. And also anxiety, restlessness, what that's supposed to mean. You know, these things are severe, but if you could just strengthen the person and delete it and reset everything, I will show you how it's done. Okay, so I don't just want to discuss about it. So we know the Pentagon actually spent hundreds of millions of dollars searching for treatment for PTSD. So hundreds of millions of dollars, it's not a lot of money. Consider all the people that have PTSD that came back from the war. Right? So, and there's a lot of articles written about it and a lot of studies done on it. So by the time they do research and studies, it doesn't get down to the individual or the group of people who have those signs of PTSD, like nightmare, flashback, anxiety, and restlessness. Well, that's only one list. And so looking at the situation, they're actually using or doing research on this medication that used on women during childbirth. And using that medication and inject those medication in people who have PTSD. And they would say this is a significant tool. So these doctors doing research would say that is a significant tool in the armory to fight PTSD. And why is there be a fight on that, right? So if you fight, then you get more stressed out, right? That's where you begin, right? People go to war or have a kind of life experiences that stress them out, or I shouldn't even say stress them out, it just traumatize them. And the books are written at war with PTSD. Now, why you want to wage war against PTSD? Because they already start off having that war experiences that led to that. So other signs and other complaints would be like fears, right? So the severity of fears or the triviality of fears doesn't really make any difference. It should be dealt with the same way. So it doesn't matter if someone have fear that's trivial or fear that's severe. And helplessness is also on the list, horror, physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, and accidents or drug addictions, and also children exposed to family violence, illnesses, medical complications. Speaking about medical complication, they actually complicated the way PTSD is treated because it doesn't get any results. Exposure to wars and disaster experiences in areas like tsunami or earthquake and things like that, and negative thinking. So these things are on the list. So I wonder who made that list. So it really doesn't matter. So by looking at the list, you separate the list from each other. You're not going to say, I'm going to deal with everything all at once. well, that's when it becomes complicated to a certain extent. You have to simplify. So you break it down to each one, and you compare and see which one is the weakest, and then you start from there. Right? So that's easy enough.